Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Tuesday, October 3rd, and we are here talking to you about the different financial choices you might have ahead of you. If you've got a question, it's very easy. Just go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, and a form will pop up. You complete the form, and at the bottom of the form, it says, hey, you want to come on the air with us? If you say, yes, I do, then we will get you on the air. And when I say we, it's Mark. He does everything. I am just the person out front, the voice. Now, Mark, we're recording this ahead of time. So Tuesday, October 3rd, what is the most important thing that's happening today for you and for me? What would you say?
Well, there's a couple things. One, it's our last recording before you go away on vacation. I don't know if that's what you're thinking, but you said October 3rd, which reminds me that I have jury duty tomorrow.
So, I'm sorry about the jury duty, and I'm getting on an airplane tonight. Good luck. Goodbye. It's good timing, though, isn't it? Have you ever served on a jury?
No, I've never been selected. Nope. I always get out because I always say, I'm freelance. I'm not getting paid. If I'm here, I'm not working. I'm not making money, blah, 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 blah.
Don't forget to tell them that you work in the media. They don't like journalists. I know that. Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do, and good luck. My favorite story about my mother who was trying to get out of jury duty. This is good. She goes downtown to Center Street. She's called for jury duty. She's like, does not want to serve. This is years ago. They're kind of asking the questions, and they say to her, oh, well, do you have any, what was the question? It was like, how do you feel about the facts that have been told to you about this case? And my mother just heard murder because it was a murder case. And she goes, well, I think anyone who has a gun intends to use it, which she does believe. She believes that anyone who has a gun will use it, which is why they're automatically guilty. Okay, that's her view, not mine. And the judge looks at her and says, well, that's great. This is a stabbing. And she did get picked.
Sue.
Sue, come on. She wasn't quite listening to the facts. She just went off for the gun. Anyway, good luck to you, Mark. Now, today we are here talking to all of you about your financial concerns, your issues, and anything that comes up for you that needs a little, maybe like you need a pep talk, maybe you need a nudge, maybe you need another set of ears and eyes on the situation. If that's you, go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Jill on Money live subscription service, access to quarterly live webinars, great bonus content like the interview we just conducted with Diana Henriquez. We got a lot of great feedback on that, so check that out. $35 for a whole year. Can't afford not to do it. Today, we have a listener. Her name is Therese, and she is on the line from Michigan. What's going on for you? What can we do for you?
Well, I recently met with a financial advisor, and which I'm kind of late to the game for that. 62 years old and kind of just starting to work on my stuff. But anyway, he recommended that I take my 401k contributions and push them back to the traditional and not do Roth. And that just goes against everything you guys have been saying for the months and months that I've been listening. And I'm baffled.
Okay, well, but maybe there's some reason, and I'm willing to believe that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Therese. You said you were 63. Is that what you said?
62.
Look at her, 62, not 3. Darn it. Okay, are you married?
I am.
Okay. How old is your spouse?
He is also 62.
Both working, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you're 62, you're working. How much do you earn?
I earn, with bonus, about 170.
Okay. And what about your who's band?
About 25. He's self-employed. He's a handyman. Okay. And he nets about 25 after all his expenses.
Okay. So you get all of your benefits through you, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Right now, how much are you putting into your retirement contribution? What percentage?
Well, I actually don't do it on a percentage. I do. I get paid, 26 pay periods, and I put in about 700 each pay period, all of which currently are going to Roth. But that's a new thing. We just got a Roth plan, so.
Okay. And let me ask you a question. The traditional amount, how much you have some money already in traditional? How much is in there already?
101.
Okay. And just a bit in the Roth, not a ton, right?
14 in the Roth.
Okay. And does your husband make any contributions to a retirement plan based on his self-employment income?
Well, we had an SEP, and I just recently opened a solo 401k for him, also a Roth. And so we just started making contributions to that. I'm a highly compensated employee, so I'm limited. I can't max out, which is really frustrating to me, but nonetheless,
Whatever.
I'd like to.
You're putting 18 grand a year away. That's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's good. And so how much is in his SEP?
He has 36.
Okay. Either of you, well, let's just say you, are you entitled to a pension?
No.
And let's talk about other money that you guys have amassed beyond the retirement assets.
Not a whole heck of a lot. Like I said, late to the game. We've got about 10,000 in emergency funds, which is not enough, but we're working on it.
Okay.
And, I've got some little travel slush fund of about 5,000, and that's about it.
Okay. How about your home? Do you rent or do you own?
We own. We just purchased back in 20, so we took a 30-year, keep the cost down. But
good. Yeah. What's the mortgage interest rate?
2.8.
You're a genius. Gosh darn genius. What's the house worth?
About 475. We owe 310.
You love this house? You just bought it, so you like it?
I like it enough.
Oh my gosh, why'd you move? Just out of curiosity.
We downsized. Three kids all launched, so that's a good thing.
Where'd all that money go from the downsize?
That's a conversation.
That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, we unfortunately had some bad times, and I actually wrote a check when we closed on the house. So.
Oh, brother. What a drag. Okay, but you reduced your expenses. So it sounds like you've gone through a huge, huge transition.
For sure.
Okay, but so you're going to give yourself a little bit of a break instead of being kind of judgy? It sounds like you're judging yourself.
I do,
you know what I mean?
Myself. Yeah,
I know. We don't need to do that. You don't need to.
I should be farther along than I am, and I know that at least I'm somewhere. So that's.
Wait a second. Shoulds? I'm not into the conditional tense. I always hated the conditional tense in Spanish when I was taking Spanish. It's just, you are where you are, And if you've come out of a hard time and you're on your feet and you don't have debt right now, except for this really nice cheap mortgage, I'm happy for you guys. So let me ask some more questions. How is the cash flow right now? So you've got 170. He makes 25. You're putting in this $18,000 into the Roth. What are you planning to put into the solo 401k?
I'm putting in about $700 a month.
$700 per pay period in your retirement account. $700 a month into his retirement account. How is your cash flow right now?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feel like you got enough at the end of the month?
Oh, for sure.
Do you have a little extra at the end of the month?
Yeah, a couple $100, nothing significant.
Okay, just a little enough.
We also like to live nicely. Nice food, nice wine, that sort of thing. So,
life is too short not to drink good wine.
I hear you.
This is absolutely true, or good bourbon. Okay, the 3 kids are launched. How long do you guys plan to work? What's your game plan at this point?
Pretty much both of us plan to work until we're 70. I may even go farther than that. I'm an accountant. My job is wonderful.
I like that you're an accountant. This is the kind of person I can talk to. So you get the math. Just keep working longer works. It's good.
For sure.
Okay. So let's go back for a sec. Given your money that you're saving right now, what do you think it tells you about your expenses? Like, what are you spending on a monthly basis? Not just, I don't mean your basics. I mean, all in, when you're we like to drink good wine. What is that number?
All in, we're about 10, maybe more, depending. If we travel, that goes up a little bit.
Okay. 10 grand a month. Okay. And what is your Social Security benefits? What do those look like at age 70?
Together, we're at about 82.
Mark, would you like to ask any questions as well?
I was wondering what the good wine is, but no. It's close. I can kind of see why the financial advisor said what he said.
Okay.
Why is that? Explain that, Mark, because I do too.
It's not a slam dunk that they're going to be making more come retirement. If there's no pensions, it's going to be the Social Security, which is going to be, obviously less than they're making right now. So I kind of agree with what he said.
Isn't that amazing? So I just want to point out to everybody, let's just take a beat on that. We do love the Roth, but remember, a lot of what we talk about with the Roth is about money that will be taxed at a later date. Now, let me tell you what the risk is, Therese, so you know what the risk is. The risk is that if you use the traditional, your cash flow will feel better right now. It will. And that could mean, from my perspective, a way for you to maybe add a little bit to those emergency reserve funds and the slush funds. Like, I would like that, actually. And probably I wouldn't put any more money into retirement. I would do what you're doing, like the $700 per pay period for you, the $700 a month for your husband. And then I would then take any surplus and try to beef up the emergency reserve. I think that'll make you feel better. Now, here's the risk. We're wrong. And tax rates go up and you have better cash flow today, but in the future, you are forced to take the money out at a higher tax bracket. I don't think it's going to be that much higher, just because right now you guys are in the probably 22%.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, could everything reset and you could say, okay, there's like the tax brackets are now 10, 25, and 30. I mean, that could happen, right? And that's a risk. So I guess the question is, Mark, do you think that that's a good risk to take or not? Where do you want? That's the risk that we're asking Therese and her husband to assume, that tax rates could change and their rate pops up in the future, which is their Social Security plus their required minimum distributions pushes them up. How do you feel about that risk, Mark?
Believe it or not, I think it's a risk that I would take.
Okay.
I would too. And I think the bigger issue for me right now is your cash flow. I want you've come through a very difficult time. And to make the next 8 years as productive as you possibly can, 8 or 10 years, the best thing you can do is not add so much more to retirement, but to beef up that emergency reserve fund so you never fall into that trap again. That to me is probably a worthwhile risk to take, because I think I think it's devastating to go through what you've gone through without coming out of it and saying like, okay, I'm never going there again. But right now you could go there again if something bad were to happen, right?
For sure.
So we got to beef that up. So work till you're 70, maybe 72. You'll see. And then we'll roll the dice on the tax rates. And if things are like way better, if like, one of your 3 kids that you paid so much money for and you helped so much, like becomes a tech gazillionaire and says, you know what, Mom, I'm going to just pay off this mortgage and here's a couple $100,000 to keep you happy, then we make different decisions. Does that make you feel better about the person you're working with?
I can't even tell you how much better I feel, because I was like, oh my gosh, you're giving me really bad information. And I was so confused.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better.
How are you paying this dude?
Actually, for the first year, we're just going to do a quarterly based on however many hours I need him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot going on, so I don't need somebody, I'm asking him to help me, pick the right funds that in my accounts and that sort of thing.
That sounds perfect. I think that sounds like that sounds really, really smart to me. I like using the person that way for where you are in your lives. I think this is going to be good. Look, you can always give us a call back, but nice deep breath. You're good. Do you guys have your estate documents done?
I do, but I have to.
Oh, brother. Except it talks about guardianship for my 35-year-old.
I've got, they're all done and notarized. I just have to file. I'm not even sure what to do. I think I have to file the trust with the county or something.
What trust? What trust?
I don't know. I did all these financial documents online, like a will, a trust, and I'm going back.
Why do you need it? You don't need a trust.
I don't, do I?
No. Not at all.
So what do I do about the house, though?
So what? The kids inherit the house.
Do I put them on the deed?
No, they just
No?
inherit it as your will. They get your stuff. It's one of you. It's a probatable asset. Big deal.
Okay. And then
Don't
just
put
do
them on the deed.
what is it? A transfer on death on my cash I have?
You betcha.
Okay.
You betcha. And I think that you have come out of this, but like, let's get those things ticked off. We'll see how the next few years goes. I'm interested. I want to hear back from you.
Okay.
I
just have one last thing. So I have we had taken out a 401k loan that pays off in December.
Yeah.
So are you saying when that's paid off, so it's going to be like $500 a month?
Put that right into the emergency reserve fund, baby.
Okay.
And make sure you're getting, you're in a high yield savings account.
Yep, I sure am.
Great. That's it. You're
Awesome.
in good shape.
You guys are
Mark
great. I love you guys.
I love you right back. Thanks so much for getting in touch with us. If you are interested in figuring out how to kind of restart, it sounds to me like Teresa and her husband gone through some stuff, but they're on their feet and they're working it. And if you need some help working that out, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, complete the form, and if you want to come on the air with us live, then we'll get you on the air live. While you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter and buy my book, The Great Money Reset. It's actually really a smart thing to do if you're thinking about different opportunities that are in front of you and you want to say, hey, I don't want to keep doing things the same way. I want to reset. If you're ready for a reset, buy the book, The Great Money Reset. All right, don't forget to leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. Mark Talercio is the co-host and the executive producer, as well as the Web King. We're distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.